bet. All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the Taiko All-Rounder Tournament 5th edition. We are back, starting off the semifinals weekend with yet another match that we had on the board. Is going to be none other than Genshin Furry Army going up against Moyu Village. Both these teams have gone through quite a bunch in the early rounds of this tournament, and are ready to face here in this point of the tournament, where things are ultimately going to become a lot more dense. As usual, I'm your host, Semifinals, surprisingly making an appearance in a Taiko tournament for the first time ever. And joining alongside is going to be none other than Youngin. What's rocking?
Oh, dude, it's good to see you being here, because we got some other modes caster. We have been kind of lacking caster for the entire tournament. It has been only me, Sonic, and GT on like every single match, so good to see you here, Epic Man. How are you feeling today? Or how are you feeling about casting the Taiko match?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I mean, it's good to have a bit of fresh breath air, like, you know, when it comes to the likelihood of having to commentate quite a bunch of tournaments, because I've been going through a bunch of tournaments in general, and this is pretty much a first-time experience for me to commentate something in another game mode, for example. So, gonna be an interesting experience, and I'm interested to see how both these teams will be performing, as this is going to be a 4v4 format, and it does look like we're gonna be seeing the bans come out from the side of Genshin Furry Army.
Yeah, we have already done the row, so honestly, despite it being seeing 7th seed versus 9th seed, I think the 7th seeds Genshin Furry Army is actually a lot stronger in that sense compared to Moyu Village, and they are going to be first banning out Hard Rock 1, so Hard Rock 2 map, the kind of memorized fast SV map, Angel Breaking. It's very high in terms of scroll speed, and it's very short, and Moyu Village usually it's not that good at these sort of stuff, but I do believe Genshin Furry Army is kind of taking the chill approach in this match, and not surprised to see them not banning Hidden, but I guess they will leave some chance here for the other team. We'll see what Moyu Village is going to ban next.
Yeah, I think at this point, for Moyu, they pretty much have the luxury of being able to ban anything that is on the board, so with the likes of Hard Rock 1, Hard Rock 2 being banned, I would assume that that's basically the one of the few picks that Moyu Village would have had an advantage on, seeing as it is perhaps one of the more low mechanic type of maps that we have on this map pool in particular. So I'm not quite sure what exactly Moyu Village would go into banning, but it does look like they're going to be banning out the hidden Hard Rock pick, which is going to be game over. Basically going into the game over screen, as we can see.
Yeah, absolutely. They do not want to try reading Hidden Hard Rock at all. The first stage here, I thought they have a huge advantage on Hidden Hard Rock, and then they just kind of bombed it, and I would say kind of lose their first match here, unfortunately, made them into this current situation where they have to face a pretty strong team. Otherwise, if they did not bomb the Hidden Hard Rock pick, I think I can see them actually winning that match. But anyway, Hidden Hard Rock is gone. They do not have 4 fast scroll speed readers, so not surprised to see that both of the fastest scroll speed reading map of the pool is straight up gone. And now Moyu Village is going to be having the first pick, and I do believe they should be picking up most of the HD picks or some of the gimmicky picks. Numot 4, Numot 5, Storyboard are all pretty good picks here for Moyu Village, as they are quite low mechanics, and this team is just a full-on low mechanics team and a very high practice type of the team against Genshin Furry Army, which personally is the 5th best team. They are very good at mechanics, but they do kind of lack one player in most of the hidden maps. And they're gonna go for Storyboard.
Oh boy, starting this match right off the bat, and they're going for the Storyboard pick. Of all things, that is insane. That's an incredibly bold move on the board.
Absolutely. Wait, this is your playground. Like, this is just your map. We talk about Mania, and this is the main. Yeah, look at the mappers as well.
Yeah.
Avia, you definitely know this guy too.
Literally, yeah. Close enough. Welcome back, Anti-Meta Madness. So, yeah, this is going to be the storyboard map of this map pool, as we can all see. And from what it looks like, it's pretty much like common sense to even go into these maps having practiced them, because of the fact that when it comes to these more memory-centric charts in general, you need to ensure that you at least know how the map goes to be able to play through it, which is basically something that I'm pretty sure everyone would have been praying for the likes of Moyu Village here.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think they have some players who are really good at these type of skill sets like Kiwawa, Fuwawa, and Q-Rainbow Smile, and I think they're just kind of risking it for the other opponent teams who cannot play this map. However, they do have one of the best VSLG player of all time from China, which is Firefly and Echo, finally realizing that, oh, there's a game called Osu, and there's Taiko, and I can play Mania on it. Let's go! And time to rock it in. Firefly and Echo basically only used, from what I heard, I think he only used 30 minutes to almost assess last week's storyboard, so he probably did not need to put a lot of effort to try this map, so Genshin Furry Army actually the best storyboard team from last weekend, but I guess Moyu Village is just kind of risking the opponent team to not able to play the map. And yeah, I guess we'll be starting soon on this match. And we do have IOWOB, which I'm just gonna call him Tanyi, and Maruko filling in for the two gimmicky maps for the pool, and Genshin Furry Army, as expected, should be these four on a lot of the maps.
Yeah, definitely pretty much expected, especially with this map. I mean, as you said, Firefly Neko is definitely one of the strongest storyboard players that we have in the lobby right now for this map in particular. And it's a relatively short one as well, only running about 2 minutes and 1 second above that margin as well. So basically, at this point, 30 minutes is literally all you need to practice a map like this if you are already just a war veteran when it comes to charts such as this, for example. And I'm pretty much going to be sight reading this map as well, so as everyone is going to be taking even more roles, I think it's safe to say that hopefully we should be ready soon to move on and go into the first map, Butterfly Twist by You.
From what I see in the chat, I think there's two players kind of struggling to get into the lobby, so I do believe we need to kick ping. There we go. Alrighty, first map. We got already getting a bunch of issues. It's the activity time. It's the Osu activity time, which usually get the most lag. Here we go. Alright, hopefully we gonna be having our map soon. So we're gonna be getting Tandy back from the board. So. And by the way, Epic Man, this will be similar to your Mania SB moment where we're gonna see some 500k. I'm pretty sure we're probably gonna see some 500k on this. If no one is getting 500k on this, I will be so surprised. And because this map is so hard and it's so unique, you never see something like this in actual tournaments.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'm pretty much used to seeing most SV maps in general, especially having played in some tournaments that did feature some of these slider velocity-centric maps in general as a gimmick within tournaments. I mean, they're not really as common in Mania tournaments these days now, but back in the day, like maybe 3 years ago or something, with terms like, you know, full DM, for example, they used to be quite big on them. So seeing like similar maps to them, like in a tournament like this is definitely going to probably spell some similar results. We see the first drop come out from Maruko, not seeming ways to cover it on the action department, but so does not many other players on the board here, besides from DXA, Fong, and Ping, who are literally just destroying this map right now.
Alright, here it comes. This is the first gimmick where you're gonna get some back and forth patternings as well, and we already see many misses from both of the board. No one is having a good time. A 4-way miss here from Genshin Furry Army with K-Rainbow Smile being the only person left with any sort of combo, and he's doing a solo man carry with Kiwawa Fuwawa with a recovery, so does Tandy, and now lead swap back to Moyu Village, Firefly and Echo, despite being I said he did very good on last weekend. Probably did put in a little bit too less practice on today's map here, and dropping down to 91%, 23,000 points difference in favor of Moyu Village, looking very well for the first pick.
Damn, these are some really frantic score switches. As we literally see, that's a massive team drop from the side of Moyu Village, as it's now about nearly 40,000 score of difference in the favor of Genshin Furry Army. But how long can this last exactly? There's a lot of fast jams when it comes to the board here. A miss comes out from Firefly Neko Trade by Maruko. Then another double miss coming out from Karava and Chupalika. It's basically going to objectify the advantage for the side of Genshin Furry Army, going into perhaps the final few sections of the map where there's just so much left, but it's gonna take like a few full team drops from the side of Genshin Furry Army to bring it back to the side of Moyu Village.
There's a break here from Kyurem Rosmal as well. The only FC left from the both board, and with that, he was carrying so hard, but unfortunately, the time of the dominance has ended. And like I mentioned, we're gonna see some 500 cases on the screen here. Maruko dropping 139,000 points difference, 60,000 points difference on both of the lower side of the Genshin Furry Army players. Tani also basically matching their scores here. So Rainbow Smile trying their best to carry, but unfortunately their team just has one person unable to play the map. And Genshin Furry Army went from almost 4-way FC to these scores, and you know how difficult this map is compared to last week.
Dude, this is such a scary map. And the fact that we literally had like one player on the blue team just top scoring the entire lobby, but somehow that is not even enough because of score consistency alone, as that's going to be, I believe, a breakpoint. Yeah, a breakpoint for the side of Genshin Furry Army. Quite interesting, as we're going to be going into No Mod 2 right off the bat. Going to be Overture, and this map is pretty much going to be a little more on the straightforward side of things. This is going to be a lot more stamina-oriented with a bunch of rhythm switches going into 1-4 and 1-3 as well, with some SV here and there to catch out some of the players with some role mechanics. So I definitely feel like this is a step in the right direction for Genshin Furry Army, at least following off of that breakpoint, and just to see like whether they can test the waters with the rest of the regular map pools, so to say it.
Yeah, absolutely. Apparently, I think their players are kind of down. All of their players have been lagging left and right. So Venture's not having a good time or being kind to both of these two teams here. So we're going to be seeing a timeout from Genshin Furry Army, as we'll be having GT fixing his streams and also lowering down everyone's Themis back to 100%, or not 100%, or at least like 70%. So we don't see the brightness of the background shining through our eyes here. But yeah, Overture, this is the most regular map of the pool. I would even say like a real No Mod 1 of most of the tournaments No Mod 1. 244 BPM, semi-high BPM that is comfy for players to play. Not much finger control, and also not much finger control. Also not much slow sessions and such. Mostly fast, mostly comfy patternings and such. And very easy to roll, so you can get high accuracy if you have the mechanics to play. If you do not, good luck.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you pretty much like hit the nail on the head with that analogy there, because I think, okay, I'm literally just trying to like figure out the term for this thing again. I believe this is the DDKK type of maps, right?
No,
Or
it's like
it...
I think it's weird based on maps. It's weird based on maps. But I would say those like high mechanics map, it does favor DDKK players in general.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I was wondering because like if it's relatively comfortable to play and is also like relatively stamina oriented, I would assume that a variety of players on the board are probably gonna stick to more fairly comfortable control setups, especially with the fact that this map only runs at least 4 seconds shy of the 2-minute marker at 244 BPM. So that's relatively fast. Not really much reaction time is needed to be able to go through a map like this in such a short span of length that the likes of Overture has here. So I'd say it's going to be interesting to see how all these teams are, how both these teams and all the players are going to be going into this one, as I think we're going to be waiting a little bit more, as I think the timeout is almost done and all the players are already back in the game.
I do believe Genshin Furry Army should have their last player here. I think they're kind of lagging, unfortunately. Hopefully, we do have everyone on the board. So we do have everyone on the board here. S3 V21 in placing Kibawa Fuwawa here. Should be the high mechanics player. He is a very I would not say highest accuracy player ever, but he does have high skill cap compared to most, I would say, Chinese players in general, where most Chinese players in this range are more your regular style of like hidden, for some reason they're just good at hidden, all-rounding, like reading type of players, less about high mechanics. Q-Rainbow Smile is also quite KDDK, also have quite high mechanics in general, but not so sure about the rest of the two from Moyu Village. And on the other side, Genshin Furry Army, all four of these players are very high mechanics. DXA Fawn managed to win AGTS 2025 here, and so with Ping, and these two are one of the highest skill ceilings in the entire tournament. Shupalika as well, which is the second place in AGTS, which is a 500 ranked tournament, and these three players should have the enough ability to play this big Flatfire Neko. Again, VSRG player, a very new player, but he is slowly getting used to this stuff, being a very scary roster here for Genshin Furry Army.
Absolutely, as we are now underway with the map as is, and so far everyone is off to a good start, until I say that Rainbow Smile and OLB will be the first to drop, and that's going to grant us a large score to decide for Genshin Furry Army. And it doesn't seem like it's going to be changing for quite a bit. Even with Ping missing, it's going to be traded out immediately by OOB once more, as it's going to be approaching the 100,000 score mark just ever so slightly. And okay, Banjo literally just gave it away. Oh boy.
Alright, guys. We got this. There we go. Okay, only Rainbow Smile
We got
is
this.
a bit further ahead, but I don't think it's that much needed for the Banjo to lag to know who is in the lead, because one team is clearly struggling at the mechanics of this map, and the other team's kinda destroying this pick. Chupalika and DXA Fawn on the 99.7% mark, not even scared by this sheer difficulties of the maps. Mariko, Tanji, and Firefly are gonna be trading again, but the raw mechanics of these two teams are just so huge.
Yeah, it's just really hard to be able to climb back the score when you've already had everyone just miss so much. And we just continue seeing a lot of these blunders coming out from Moyu Village, regardless of which, not seeming to pretty much just running out of gas going into the end of this map, where it's a short map after all, so any mistakes is going to be a lot more consequential in response to whoever does flinch on a variety of patterns, in which with the variety of broken streams that we have here, it does look like it's pretty much going in the favor of Genshin Furry Army. They may as well just take this point at this state and make it 2-0 for them, as the map ends out right here.
420,000 points difference. You can see Trooper FC it with on this map. 10 managers and 3 miss from DXA Fawn, but you can see even the third and fourth player are basically matching Moyu Village top 2, and in some of these high mechanic maps, they just do not have much maps to deal with. Moyu Village is going to be picking next, so I do believe they can go for something like Hidden 2. I think those are very good picks for them. Or so does like Hidden 1, most of the hidden readings, or slow SV maps should be very good for Moyu Village. Number 5 for Hidden 2 should be the next pick here.
Yeah, I definitely would expect that Moyu Village going for a slower pick on the contrary would definitely benefit them a lot more, because so far they've been going through a lot of more raw maps, kind of. I mean, ignoring storyboard for a second. What we had of No Mod 2 was basically really stamina-oriented, so I definitely feel like the most sensible option would definitely be to go for something that's a lot more gimmicky in response to try and at least trick with the vision that of Genshin Furry Armies as players, because they pretty much have to take on an army full of those furries, I guess. So yeah, I do wonder what they would actually go for here, because there's pretty much a lot of options on the board. Hidden 2, should they?
I think Hidden 2 is very high reading mechanics, not mechanics, like very high reading requirements, and some of those slower maps in general benefits Moyu Village in general. They could have picked no Mod 3. I don't think this is a good idea. I guess they they are very happy and they want to listen to the song. They want to listen to Luna Vosa going VTuber mode, and
Oh my
it's,
days. Of
I
course.
do not like this song at all. Like, it's rage baiting. This is the real rage baiting song. Most players probably would think it's the gimmicky mouse, but no, I guess we're gonna be going for the other type of rage bait, which is the song. There's a lot of swing heavy doublet patterns in this map, and also some 280 BPM sessions. I'm kind of surprised Moyu Village is gonna go for something like this when it's required so high in terms of mechanics. Another almost 6-star map. I just don't feel like this is something that they would go for. I'm kind of surprised if this pick again.
I mean, maybe it just depends, because assuming this map is at least more on the mechanical side, I would assume that this is also, like, maybe slightly more on the technical side of things. So perhaps it could make sense that they're looking for something that's a lot less raw in terms of the actual skill you'll need to play, but it's also just as intricate when you're trying to go into more mechanical picks like these, for example. Because this is basically a lot more swung in comparison. This song, pretty much like most people would have probably already heard of, like going into the modern day and age of BMS music, but I think you pretty much get the idea from here. It's like 2.5 minutes, and it doesn't seem like we're going to be seeing any roster changes besides from Moyu Village. We're going to be swapping out one player, and we're bringing back Karawa Fuwawa.
Yeah, okay. Kirawa Fuwawa should be the main player here. I would say these four should be the main lineup for Moyu Village. In general, these four has decent skill cap, and I would say decent modern reading ability as well. And maybe not so much about some of the higher speed maps from Kirawa Fuwawa. But most of these four players should able to deal with a more technical style of picks. However, the 280 sessions may be a bit rough for them, and we do see Ping swapping out to Furry Dragon, which honestly is an interesting choice. But again, Genshin Furry Army kind of destroyed the last pick. I guess they're just kind of having fun and swapping their players a bit. I would not say this is the best lineup after all, but still a decent lineup.
Yeah, I mean, if not for the strongest, then at least, like, just having a little bit of fun with the match is pretty much gonna, like, you know, at least come with some enjoyment value, perhaps come for a little bit of entertainment, as we could see as, you know, it's pretty much gonna be Furry Dragon and Karawa basically, I'm sorry, I just, like, misread it because, like, it's red on the left side. Oh my...
I misread it as well.
Oh my days, why?
Dude, why do you name yourself Genshin Furry Army? Name yourself Genshin Fury Army.
Literally. Oh my days. Damn, how the heck did Firefly Neko only roll a 1? What?
I don't even see his roll message, bro.
Honestly, fair enough. I think everyone's just, like, waiting for the map to begin. I mean, it's a short one as well. I literally keep saying this for, like, every one of these, when this is, like, literally the longest that we've seen so far, and it's literally only 2 minutes and 27 seconds long. So, hold on. Maybe this map could be interesting.
Welcome to Typo. Usually Typo length pools are so short. It's mostly 2 minutes, but we do have some long maps in the pool. But I don't think both teams want to choose it. There's a 6-minute southern map in the pool. If they want to make it, we'll be having a treat. Or unless you fail it within the first minute, so technically it's more like a 1-minute map.
Yeah, fair.
There's a bunch of, I would say, not too many long maps in the pool, but the ones that are long are extremely long. All right, here it goes. Let's go.
All right. Way, finally.
Just like the song. Let's go.
Just like the song. Let's go. As we are basically on the way of the map right now, and we're going to be waiting just a bit for everyone to make a start. And this song already starts explosively. We see a bunch of these really technical bursts and really kind of control-oriented patterns we have out of the backs. As free V2-1 is going to be the first to drop, however. That's going to grant Genshin Furry Army a very early advantage, but it's barely anything to be able to mean a single thing for the time being, because everyone is still FC, even with that one small blunder from S3, and then Karawa missed as well. That's a double drop coming out from Moyu Village as we go into the first verse, and that's already pretty much most people on Moyu Village that have missed already. Not looking confident on these more technical patterns from what it looks.
Yeah, they are just not a high skill cap team, so that's why I'm kind of surprised they're going for something like this. S3 is not having a good time. Every time that Mono Burst comes up, he basically just missed. Unfortunately, not too prepared in this pick. Fairy Dragon almost said it again. Fairy Dragon's gonna be finding a break, and 3 Rainbows might as well, and that's a final combo for Moyu Village. There's nothing on their team, and on the other side, we do have 3 FCs from Fawn, Firefly, Neko, and Trupalika. Like I mentioned, the 3 main players of the team is kind of destroying this match, this pool in general. And once again, some of these higher mechanic stuff could be what they are strong at. And here comes the 280 BPM sections. You either single tap or like Fawn, or you ulted like some of the other players on the board.
Yeah, this drop is pretty much a lot more aggressive in comparison when you are to at least put it up with some of the other sections that you have in the song, with the fact that this is a lot more kind of chopped up in terms of how the rhythm goes, or at least like with the sound design that you get in the background. But it doesn't seem like anyone on Genshin Furry Armor is really flinching at these patterns anymore, as it's pretty much Moyu Village doing all the work to bring it just so objectively in their side, nearly 300,000 points, and it doesn't look to be saved like anytime soon. There's barely anything on the map left, maybe even less than 20 seconds remaining, and it's still only being punctuated even further into the equation for Genshin Furry Army, looking to try and make it 3-0 in their favor for the time being.
Fly Neko, despite being a new player, this is the first time he's ever playing a global tournament. Just like that, performing even better than some of the players with the experience, top score of both sides, and average 900k from Genshin Fairy Army. Very good performance from them. Like I mentioned, this is the 5th, I would say definitely the real 5th seeded team, in my opinion. And the opponents also kind of did decent. Did have quite a few 700ks. S3 probably not used to the start, dropping a lot of combos and some of those mono bursts, but after that, recovered quite well. But unfortunately, the damage has been done, and you're up against such a strong team, you cannot give some of those advantage to their side. And we are doing it. Oh my god, epic, man.
Oh god.
You asked for SoundCloud. You asked for SoundCloud. It's here. It's 6 minutes of SoundCloud.
Yeah, but like literally every other attack return asks for them, so I guess I may as well just jump on the bandwagon. I mean, alright. Okay, this map is 6 minutes long. Yeah, this is literally just that sentence map. Alright. Let's see. Okay. 6 minutes of sudden death. Bro, everyone's just going to die on this. Is no fail even on for this?
No, it's sudden death, so you just die if you miss.
Bruh. Whoops.
And S3 is asking, I want to open no fail. Unfortunately, you can't. Alright, who is putting a mod? Who is putting a mod on this? You need at least 3 mods from a team, and at least 1 hit and 1 hard rock. So basically, you can put on 3 hard rocks. You need someone to put a hidden, and someone go for hard rock as well. Or hidden hard rocks and force someone to just eat up all the hidden hard rock, and the others play no mod, which is a viable strategy. And I can see Moyu Village doing something like that. As I would say, that's actually the big brain strat here, and hope the other team just kind of over mod and kill themselves, which it's a valid strat.
Yeah. I mean, I think pretty much when it comes to these kinds of maps, you can pretty much just do whatever. I mean, seeing from what we have been looking at in the various few picks in the past, I mean, I'd imagine that pretty much everyone is bound to struggle on this map in particular. I mean, it's 6 minutes long, and I'm assuming a lot of the patterns are just going to be so insanely dense to a point where it's literally going to be impossible to even get through the entire thing. So I think at this point, this may as well just be the shortest map if it does come down to maybe one team just missing everything completely.
Yeah. To be fair, I think this is actually sort of doable if you put on like a singular mod. All right, we do have a hard rock from Fawn and Neko. What I'm saying, a hidden hard rock from Trooper and Rainbow, and hidden from Kiara Fuawa. All right, no Rainbow, you cannot miss the first. No.
Oh no.
Come
Bro,
on.
I'm already worried.
No,
It's
no.
gonna be the hardest thing for like literally everyone already. I'm scared to see who's gonna be the first to blink in this entire map. If we even
Okay.
get to that at least.
To be fair, this is one of the easiest in terms of mechanics if you just play on normal compared to all the other normal picks. Oh no, careful miss. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
Moyu
no.
Village are just going for two-man FC, two-way FC, and hopefully that two-way FC is gonna help them to bring the win because the other team will die, but they only have one FC left already on the start of the map, which we didn't even
no.
went to any hard part of this map. Marco is holding her team as strong as this, and if she passed and the other team all fail, it could happen. It could happen. It's only four minutes away from winning.
It's literally all on Maruko right now. If they FC this map, then they're literally going to be living the high life. It just depends on if anyone from Genshin Furry Army also misses, which it's gonna have to happen at least soon, surely. Because like literally everyone else is struggling on Moyu Village. It's really just Maruko trying to carry it out of everyone else, carrying the weight of perhaps 4 people on their back. But,
I think they
oh my god, that was a
That's it.
oh
That's
my god,
it.
no, that is it. That's it.
That's it.
What?
We have a team fail from Moyu Village, unfortunately.
Oh no. Oh my god.
And
This
that's
map's
pretty
just
much
impossible.
it. The other team, unfortunately, has 4-way FCs, and they did not even last to a person miss. Unfortunately, I do think S3 can actually FC it, but I kind of surprised. I think it's an awkward mishit from him, and unfortunately, that awkward performances from them is gonna cost him the match, cost him the map. I mean, only this map. I think he could definitely kill this if he has the strong point. And we can see the bans. Moyu Village ban next gets Genshin Furry Army already bans a flashlight.
Yeah. Pretty much expected, to be honest. I mean, I think in general, Moyu Village is actually just like done with a lot of these gimmick maps that they may as well just ban more of them. So pretty much expected that we will see No Man's Down like going down the sickness, and we're gonna be seeing Genshin Furry Army's next ban, which I'd say they're probably going to try and ban out maybe another no mod pick or something, just because Moyu Village is probably gonna stick to at least one of those, but who knows?
Yeah, I will see what they're gonna go ban for next. I mean, I would say Genshin Furry Army is kinda giving them a chance. And I think DT1 should be their ban, or I mean any DT pick should be their ban. Or Hard Rock 1, which actually no, Hard Rock already banned out from Genshin Furry Army.
Oh wait, I read it wrong. Well, okay, so it was actually No Man's Down that was banned by Genshin Furry Army, and then Moyu Village is gonna be banning.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. Hard Rock is gone. Yeah. Okay, both Hard Rock is gone, and I would say Genshin Furry Army kinda is giving the other team a chance for banning Flashlight. Not something that they would have banned if I would say they are like giving their 1000% of the game here. I'm pretty sure Hidden 2 would be like their best ban, but I guess they're just giving the other team a chance, and hopefully the other team would know that they will choose one of the more weighted maps. Number 5 for Hidden 2 or Hidden 1, I think it's a solid pick from them, all 3 of them. Number 4 as well should be decent for Moyu Village if they actually did practice. Every other pick is kinda game over, I would say, from Moyu Village.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I think that said, we are pretty much awaiting on the next pick. Genshin Furry Army pretty much has the best safety cushion that they could have asked for, as they are now 4 points ahead, and Moyu Village is still yet to actually win anything on the board as it looks. Especially with the fact that we have been seeing Moyu Village opt in for some of the more non-gimmicky picks ever since what turned out of Butterfly Twist in general. So I guess for now we're gonna be waiting to see what they're gonna be picking into next. I would assume one of the teams is probably gonna stick into what we have been seeing usually. Moyu Village probably gonna try and sharpshoot for more of the more straightforward conventional picks, and then Genshin Furry Army probably going to exploit the Moyu villagers with the likes of some of the more mechanical picks, in which we do have something like Hard Rock DT on the board, which definitely I'd imagine that pick's going to literally be the death of them if it doesn't go well.
You can go for no mod 4. Okay.
Oh. Yeah, pretty much what I was suspecting. I mean, Moyu Village gonna be sticking to their guns within the no mod picks, but this is pretty much gonna be the loss of the feud that we can afford in the match, depending on how quickly everything goes from here.
Alright. No mod 4, I guess we're gonna be onto Overcoat. And this map is an Overcoat and a half. There's a lot of gimmicks in this map. And yeah, barline gimmicks and Yellow Notes gimmick, which Yellow Notes gimmick, big notes, big finisher is a K. Non-finishers are the Dawn. And the barlines, fat ones are K, the thin ones are Dawn.
Yeah.
So, pretty much it. And it sounds simple, however, when you mix them all together, it's very annoying because unlike last weekend, last weekend is also kind of awkward, but unlike the first week, the barline swaps to other gimmick, like every gimmick swaps, they are not always the opposite color, and when it's not opposite color, it gives you a mind block that because you switch the coloring, or you switch the color, you switch the style, or it must be a different note, but no, this map just says no to you, and if you just use muscle memory, you miss. And yeah, so hopefully both team actually practices this.
Yeah, I mean, it is one of the last few remaining heavy practice maps that we have on the board, so practically expected that Moyu Village would want to try and at least utilize a pick such as this against the likes of Genshin Furry Army, because they have been pushing their luck with a variety of these types of picks where you need to put in a lot of practice to be able to show and prove that you could at least go for a variety of maps and at least try to exploit those who are just simply sight reading the map as is. So I think it's going to heavily come down to whether Moyu Village has at least practiced this map, and if there is anyone on the side of Genshin Furry Army that hasn't, because so far as we've seen, Moyu Village had some advantage on the storyboard map in the intro, but it was until the consistency really started raining down on everyone in the Moyu Village itself that they pretty much just gave up the lead to the likes of Genshin Furry Army. So, and as we can see here, it's already going to about 30,000 points, going off of the inaccuracies and just raw human errors that are coming out of the villagers here.
Alright, here it comes. Alright, this is the funny part. Alright, we got some misses from both sides. Maruko Tanyi and Firefly Neko. It's gonna be finding a couple of misses, and that's only the start of the map. We're gonna see more different colors, and these are super annoying because when you see a big note jumping to a K, it's actually a KK. Like a double K note, but your brain would not think like that, and there we go. It's just a 2 miss over there on that anti-muscle barrier block, and Firefly Neko is kind of struggling. It's almost giving back the lead to Moyu Village, but Hanyi's gonna be finding a break as well, and dropping loads of accuracy as well. So there's Cubing as well, but there's a triple break from Genshin Furry Army. Suddenly, Moyu Village has a chance. They are being carried by Rainbow Smiles, low accuracy FC, and he is doing it. Alright, we are almost into the memorize sessions. You have to memorize these in 9 notes, which is, you see right here. Alright, next one is a memorize. Here it comes.
Oh boy, here we go. This is already looking to be hell breaking loose for everyone on the board, as it does look like there is at least hope at the end of the tunnel for the side of Moyu Village. It just needs to keep hanging on. A lot of grace notes are left, and there's still so much memorization that they have to keep a watch of. We see multiple drops come out from Genshin Furry Army. Jubilika and Firefly and Neko gonna be the ones dropping. OOB traded them out, and it does look like there's another drop from Firefly and Neko. It's going ever so closely to the side of Moyu Village. Another miss comes out from Ping, but that's a massive drop from everyone on the board, and that's only going to bring back the plague on the Moyu villagers as we are going into the final few sections of the map. Still so much left, but they literally blew the opportunity right there. Oh my goodness, why?
Dude, that was so close. They almost did it, but unfortunately, that notes that big K in the middle of the patterns actually connect to each other. And if you did not put in a huge practice on that sessions, you're gonna miss. And yeah, we are gonna be seeing everyone finding a miss there. There's not much you can do. You can see this is way tougher than last week as well. A bunch of 600Ks from both teams, and it was so close in the middle. But unfortunately, the end kind of just make everyone's dropped, and Tiny kind of losing the map's rhythm and dropping store below Firefly Neko. And if we do see IWOB, which is Tiny, matching Firefly Neko, this map would have been so much closer, like at the start. But once again, the three main players for Genshin Furry Army, Fawn, Ping, and Trooper, is gonna be helping Firefly Neko push him to make the team forward, and the army takes another point again. And it's their match point.
Match point, and the final pick of this round potentially is going to be down to the likes of Genshin Furry Army. They have a lot of maps to go on the board, and I'm going to assume they're probably going to go for a map that's going to just simply destroy it out of the Moyu villagers once and for all, because is this a match in the losers bracket? I just realized.
Yeah, it is a loser bracket match.
Oh, okay, that makes it even worse. Oh my god. Oh,
yeah,
god.
If this is a winner's bracket match, I think we are kind of scared about the pool's difficulty. Because that would be so difficult. Alright. Good scores on both. I would say good score on Genshin Furry Army. Moyu Village, they have 3, I would say, decent score, and they kind of tried, but unfortunately, both teams kind of missing their last man forward, and the 3 players from Genshin Furry Army are just slightly bit too strong. And let's see what they're gonna go pick next. Yeah, they're using spin wheel. Okay, there we go.
Here we go. They're spinning the wheel. They're spinning the wheel for the final map. Disparage? Okay, which one is that? Oh. It's not even an actual map. What? Or am I just being stupid? Wait, disparage?
I think they already picked a map. It's just that we do not see it in the clients. All right. Yeah, I think it probably missed a message.
Oh,
okay.
Whoops. 21. Okay. I just want to say, like, why is there a random ass Katy Perry song in the semis pool? I'm so confused. Yeah, I'm sorry I swore in the stream. Okay, they picked DT2. They picked DT2. They picked the override. Alright, okay.
Okay, we don't need GT to fix the audio for this one. I am not gonna hear Mori Karaoke. Alright, thank God. Let's go.
Bro! The way you're willingly open to admit it as well, I can't lie, that's actually incredibly bold.
I think he fixed it. Oh no, okay. We're gonna be hearing Mori Karaoke. Oh my god. Alright, this is speed map. A lot of finishers. It's quite annoying to play because of the finishers maintained. And if you're not single tapping this pick, it's kind of annoying because of all the finishers maintained in this map. You have to do a lot of finger control. And I'll say, I think they kind of spin wheel like the best 2 picks. Like DT1 or this pick was the best for Genshin Furry Army. And he's just gonna pick it.
Yep. Oh my goodness. Alright, so let's take a gander at what this map is. So, alright, so this is a standard speed map, so there's quite a plethora of finishers when it comes to that one section in the middle of the Ki, so this one's probably going to be relatively difficult for everyone to go into, but the fact that this is being sped up to literally like just 1.5 times faster than the original BPM, I would assume that this one's just going to become really dense for all the players on the board.
Yeah, and despite being this fast in terms of BPM, the patterning on this match is actually a lot easier than Nomad 2, where there are a lot more density patterns. This one is it's just an Oni. The most dense is actually just a 5-note patterning. It's more about your raw speed, burst maintained. And I do not know does Moyu Village have that. I'm pretty sure S3 has it, Mariko probably has it, but I don't think they have the accuracy to deal with this pick. And I guess they're gonna enjoy, well, not enjoy, also, it's time for the dead beats, guys!
Oh my god! Bro, are we just gonna like continue roasting freaking Mori Calliope throughout this entire map? That's gonna be like the dude.
Genshin being a dead beat?
Every mountain is white at the top. I don't know.
Alright, here it comes.
Okay, 2 players are not even playing the map.
Oh yeah, they don't want to hear Mori.
They don't want to play the map. But Badger refused. They're gonna have to play it anyways. I'm sorry, Peng and OB. You need to suffer through DT2, and it does look like Genshin Furry Army, despite the odds, kind of just has it for like only a few thousand points. 6,000 to spare.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It's 285 BPM. I think Chupanica actually might be just a bit too speed count on this pick. So it's basically a 3-player team. Well, now let's see can Chupa hold on to the 10 sessions. Alright, here it comes. It's all on Chupa. And if he's holding on, I think there's 0 chance for Moyu Village. But if he's missing a lot, just like this, there might be a chance of Moyu Village. But once the 10 sessions come, Guava and Mariko is gonna be dropping, and Tiny dropping early as well. 1 player versus 3 players, and there goes everyone's breaking. It might be over for Moyu Village, despite it's only the south of the map. But the mechanics of some of these high BPM maps might just be a bit too hard for Moyu Village.
Bro, Moyu Village is literally struggling on the final pick. They had to suffer through the Mori Calliope song as it's as their scores are being overridden by the likes of Genshin Furry Ari, who is simply just not being phased by this map at all. DXA Fong is at the top of the mountain, which is obviously why, and literally everyone is trying their best to catch up to them. Ping, the second in line to catch up. Firefly Neko also just as close. Unfortunately, those are the only top players in the lobby, as opposed to everyone else on Moyu Village OP, and also Chupalika, who's at least still trying their best to keep the consistency there.
Yeah, you can see Chupa trying their best to match against their team, but I mean, once again, a 3-player team is enough for a loser bracket match for. Currently, Chupa supporting scores is basically the huge difference between both teams. Fawn finding awkwardness is there, but I don't think it matters too much. She probably just want this song to be over with because she probably also doesn't like her as well. And with the FC from Ping and Flyfly Neko, and pretty much that is going to be Genshin Furry Army taking the final points of this match and sealing the deal, sweeping the villagers.
Yep, all it took was 1 hydrogen bomb on the hospital of Moyu Village, as it does look like nearly almost 700,000 points are in the favor of Genshin Furry Army to be able to take this one, DT2, and make it a 6-0 sweep going into the conditionals of tomorrow. Damn, what a match.
It was I mean, at least, even though it ended up being a sweep, at least the first map, or some of the gimmicky maps, are very exciting, and I guess Mori in the pool as well being very exciting, because who doesn't like Mori Calliope? Anyway, they'll be moving on facing, I would say, a lot tougher of a match. The winners between, they will be facing the winners between, I do believe it's Plur and Water, which Plur is finished it winning the match, so the 6th seed, I would say is the mechanics are stronger, but once again, I do believe they got quite a bit skill cap by this pool, so a tough match for Plur up against such a strong 6-player team for Genshin Furry Army.
Absolutely, as that is pretty much gonna do it for our match here. We still got more matches underway for today in particular, in which which was the next match? I believe it's gonna be Hard Rock Endurers vs IDDKK or something for the next match, right?
Yes.
That's being streamed. Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Right, got it.
In the same
Alright.
time, we will have Pop-Tarts versus Taiko Tris, which is Tetris, because we have some Tetris players playing as well. And they were going up against a lot stronger team of Pop-Tarts. And yeah, a rough match for them, and I don't think it's probably end up too well. But IDDKK, we got some high practice players. Again, I don't know how much they will go up against Hard Rock Enjoyers, which is a completely another mechanics accuracy team. So be sure to check out the next match in the upcoming 4 minutes. Maybe a lot closer than what we just seen in and out in this hour.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'm pretty much done with all the things that I had to say for this match in particular. So, Jorgen, do you have anything else you'd like to add, perhaps, before we sign off?
Nah, that was just a match. I'm good to see you being here, Epic Man. That was a very fun cast.
Yeah, absolutely. Likewise with you. You literally carried the majority of the match when I didn't even know the Taiko mess up, but yeah, that does it for me.
Alright, no, you carry. Alright, thanks for giving us such a hype cast. And we'll be switching to Power Enjoyers versus IDDKK. Thanks for being here, Epic Man.
Yeah, thank you all for coming, and we will catch you in about a few minutes for the next match. So be there, be square. Thank you all so much for joining, and we will catch you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.